Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Kappa-san with 1,166 rating versus Carmino with 1,577 rating. So this is going to be another high rated DB video, and let's hop right in. And then we are going to see Carmino win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, so they are going to get to decide if they want to go first or second this match. And then looking at the deck counts, we can see 43 versus 40, and then Carmino will be deciding to go first. And then looking at the opening hands, we have Trap Trick, TT, Phantasme, Natty's Servant, and Ice Dragon's Prison. So definitely a lot of traps. They do have a going second card though, Phantasme. And then they have Judgment, Whiptail, Impermanence, Order, and Ram. So, wow, winning the dice roll is huge for them. Because now they have, like, Judgment and Order. That's insane. I feel like all these going first cards are just not that great. Because, like, what if you happen to go second? Then they're just very, like, under subpar. But the Phantasme isn't going to do anything this match. Then they're going to go ahead, normal summon out Ram, go for Chakanine, and then go ahead and make Hammer Kong, then Dryden, and then go ahead and set 3 pass, and then they draw Ecclesia for turn. And then they're going to Natty's Servant, and obviously they're going to chain Order here. And then Ecclesia to go ahead and bring itself out, and then effect to go Search. They're going to chain Imperm to negate that. And then set TT, Trap Trick, and Ice Dragons, end phase, Dryden, pop. And then they draw another Whiptail for turn. Pay 700 for Order. And then go to main phase. They're going to summon out Whiptail. They could just TT here. Feel like that might be what they're going to do. Or maybe hold off. I guess like if you hold off, it's like a little risky. Since they could just like switch to attack, poke with Whiptail, attack with Dryden, Whiptail equip, and then Zeus, and that kind of just like outs the board. But then like they wouldn't have Zeus. I feel like you honestly don't need the TT here. Yeah, so maybe they won't. Okay, so they decide to TT, and then they're gonna chain Judgment to negate that, and then switch to attack. Go ahead and Whiptail poke, and then they're gonna go Ice Dragon's Prison, targeting the Chakanine. So it's going to banish Chakanine and Dryden, and then go ahead and poke with 12. And then they're going to Trap Trick, and that's going to set Punishment, and then Punishment out it. It's always cool to see Trap Trick in these decks, because they play so many different traps. Like, the one Trap Trick can turn into, like, 5 different traps. It's crazy. But now they're going to Punishment the Whiptail by sending Elder, and then Elder's going to out-order. And then pass turn, draw Wicked Witch. Okay, so this is Kozmo. This just isn't gonna be good versus Whiptail. If you don't know what this card does, which is fair enough, it's been a long time since Kozmo has done anything. But during other player's turn, you can pay 1,000. It cannot be destroyed with battle or card effects, and also has the tag out effect, but they had nothing to tag out into. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and poke, just trying to apply pressure since they don't have that much life points, and then pass. They draw Book of Moon. Normal summon Whiptail, go for Hammer Kong, and then go for Tiger Mortar effect to go ahead and equip Whiptail from the graveyard. Battle phase, beat over, and then gets banished from Whiptail. Then go for Zeus, playing around Nib, set Book. Draws another Phantasme. That's unfortunate. And then they draw Ram. They're going to switch to attack, and then go ahead and poke. And then throw Zeus over that, so now it has 2 sends, pass, draw Dark Destroyer. Yeah, that's just going to be game, because they can just normal summon Ram. Or draw on the Thorough Blade, that works too. So you can just normal summon Ram, throw Drill over it, and then Burr. But this also just works. So now moving on to game 2, we are going to see Kozmo get to decide, and they are going to choose to go second. Opening hand is Punishment, Dark Destroyer, TT, Kozmo Town, and Farm Girl. So this is not bad. I mean, they have like a Psychic, you know, a level 4 or lower, and then they also have something to tag into. And they also have Kozmo Town is ridiculous. You can go grab a banished, shuffle Cosmos back from the hand to draw. When it gets popped, you can go search, and you can Slip Rider pop it yourself to go search. To go grab another Kozmo Town, you just it's It's crazy. And then their hand is Judgment, Thoroughblade, Rat, Lightning Storm, and D-Shifter. So this is definitely not bad. So they're going to go ahead and just pass turn. So I guess they're assuming that, like, it's really hard to die. Like, against a deck that's playing, like, all traps. Like, having your life points go from 8,000 to 0 is kind of hard. I guess, like, if they, like, normal summon out Rat and then, like, Judgment. Maybe they're just afraid of traps. Like, if they just do it this way, they can just hold Lightning Storm and then hit traps. And that's, like, really solid. Draws another Dark Destroyer. And D-Shifter is not that crazy versus this deck, I don't feel like. They're going to go ahead and poke and then effect, pay 5, and oh my, I something in my eye. I swear, this happened, like, it hasn't happened for like 2 weeks on the channel, and now that's happening again. It sucks. But they're going to go ahead and poke and then pay 5 to go add a Kozmo card, and then they're going to banish to bring out Dark Lady. This card's cool. I like this card. You know, you can pay 1,000 to gate a monster effect and destroy it, and also it can tag out. And then they're going to go ahead and poke with it, and then effect. Oh, actually, D-Shifter's going to be crazy, because they're going to go Dark Destroyer pop itself to try to go for a Straw Boy play. And then they're going to change Shifter to its effect, so then it's just going to get banished, so it won't get its graveyard effect, because obviously it's not in the graveyard. And then go Kozmo Town effect. They're going to go ahead and add back the Dark Lady from the banished. And then Kozmo Town to go ahead and shuffle back 2 Cosmos. Draw into Ice Dragons and Nadir Servant. So it's actually not bad. The Nadir Servant won't do anything this turn because of D-Shifter, but it's not like you're going to lose. It's not like Zoo's going to deal 7,000 damage, so they should just be fine here. Then they're going to go ahead and set Punishment and TT, then pass turn, draw Ram. Does this have to go to Grave to search? This card? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so that's good. Honestly wasn't sure. It's always good to read stuff. They're going to Lightning Storm, go ahead and hit the back row, and then they're going to Kozmo Town effect to go add Strawman. Then normal summon out Ram, and then go ahead and turn that into a Hammer Kong, and then go Battle Phase, poke for 400. Main Phase 2, they're going to go for Chakanine, and then Zeus, set Judgment, and then pass, draw Dark Destroyer. That's not going to do anything though, because Nadir Servant is going to be matched with Judgment, and then Strawman's normal summon is going to be matched with Zeus. And like if you were to chain the tag out, like you wouldn't get the effect to destroy or anything. And then set Ice Dragon's Prison pass, draw macro. The macro might be decent, but I don't think it's going to be that crazy. They're going to go ahead and poke for 3,000, and the main phase 2 go for Zeus. And then Zeus effect, they're going to chain Ice Dragon's Prison, just banishing the Zeuses. Yeah, that was... I don't know why they were doing that exactly. Couldn't they have just held it? I guess maybe they were afraid that like the trap would just deal with it next turn. But I mean, they can still set up like Trident here with macro. It's not bad. They're going to summon Thoroughblade and then go for Tiger Mortar effect. Equip Ram to it. And then go Trident, set macro, and then pass, draw E-Telly. So that's actually just game. Because now they can just go E-Telly, bring out Tin Can, banish it, bring out Dark Destroyer effect. That's going to go ahead and destroy Trident, and then just poke for game. Wow. So, that's actually a pretty good game too. Now, moving on into a game 3, we are going to go ahead and see Zoo choose Kozmo to go first. Opening hand is Heavy Storm Duster, Prosperity, Cosmojo, Waking the Dragon, and Strawman. So, this isn't bad. Like, having Waking, like, helps you beat, like, the Lightning Storm that you saw last game, too. And also, everyone always thinks Waking has to summon from the extra deck, but this card can also just summon from the main deck, which, like, could come up. You know, they could, like, summon Dark Destroyer, pop itself, depending on the scenario. And then they have Tanky, Thoroughblade, Shifter, Desires, and Cosmic Cyclone. So, I don't know how impactful D-Shifter is going to be most of the time. We're going to go ahead and Prosperity. That's going to banish 6, and then let's look at those 6 real quick. So we see some Super Poly targets, Mega Clops. That might just be for punishment, because this has a lot of attack. Or maybe they have like Reaper in the side deck or something, I don't know. Then banishing like Gaia and the Cyber Dragon Affinity stuff. Then they're going to go mill. It's a lot of Tin Can. That's actually kind of crazy that they hit 3 Tin Cans out of that. And then they're going to go ahead and grab Tin Can back and then put the rest back to the bottom of the deck. So I guess D-Shifter would like stop the Kozmos from going to grave. Effect, pay 500, and then they're going to chain that. Yeah, it's not bad at all here, because now like those get banished, which would like theoretically play around like a Called By or Oasis or Back to the Front. Most likely Back to the Front since they're playing Trap Trick. And then also makes like Cosmojo a lot weaker. And then they're going to go ahead and reveal 3 Cosmos and then grab Slip Rider. And then the other ones are going to go ahead and get banished. And then pass, draw Ram. And then they're going to go ahead and activate Desires by banishing 10. And then let's look at those banishers real quick. So you see like Barrage, Judgment, Strike, Macro. So they kept Judgment in going second. I guess in like this matchup, you probably have to like side weird. I mean, it's not like you have a side ready for Kozmo. And this card does deal with a normal summon. It's not bad. Then that resolves, draws into Desires and Ash. Then they're going to go ahead and tanky, add Thoroughblade. Also, just drawing Desires off Desires in this deck doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and banish like most of your deck, and your deck's still going to do the same thing. Just Zeus go brr. If anything, that just kind of made like that Desires an upstart for Ash. And then next turn, you'll also get to use Desires. Summon Thoroughblade, effect, discard Ram, draw Tanky. And then they're going to go into a Borbo. Battle phase, attack Tin Can. And then at the start of battle phase, they're going to Tin Can, bring out Slip Rider effect, pop Tanky. And then Cosmojo to banish. And then that gets banished too because of Shifter. And then set Cosmic Pass, draw into Nib. That's not going to do a lot. I feel like they're just going to play around it. They've been doing it like the entire match, so I feel like this is just almost guaranteed not going to do anything. They're going to summon Strawman, effect, pay 500, bring out Dark Destroyer. Battle phase, go ahead and poke. And then they're going to Cosmic on the attack. Why do you Cosmic, or I said Cosmo on the attack, Cosmic. Yeah, why do you Cosmic on the attack? I'm trying to think, like, what does this play through? Also, imagine Ring of Destruction, like, in this deck from GOAT format, that'd be cool. But, I don't know, maybe, like, Cosmojo can also just banish from the graveyard. Maybe they don't know that. I'm not sure. But they're going to Cosmic, banish, and then they're going to get Waking effect, and then they're going to Ash that, because, like I actually said earlier in the video, it can also summon from the main deck, which would have came up here, or maybe it wouldn't have, depending on what's in their extract. They could have just, like, summoned from there and just attacked for game anyways. But if they summoned from, like, the main deck, too, they would have also had game, so you just summon out Dark Destroyer, effect, pop, and then Farm Girl, and then you can Farm Girl, go grab Dark Destroyer, and then banish to summon Dark Destroyer effect, pop the other Dark Destroyer effect, go ahead and summon. It can get kind of ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. These cards used to be, like, this Dark Destroyer used to be so much better. And then Linked came out, and now they're, like, really irrelevant. But End Phase gets destroyed because of Strawman, and then banished to go bring out Tin Can, and then Tin Can effect, pay 500 to go reveal 3 Cosmos. Accidentally did the overlay there. And then they're going to go ahead and reveal the 3. And then they're going to grab Slip Rider. And then the other ones go to grave, pass turn, draw Bunny Blast. And then they're going to go ahead and activate Desires, banishing 10. And then let's look at those. So we see like Strike, Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm. And then they're going to draw on the Lightning Storm and Tanky. Whole lot of Tankies. 3 Tankies this match. Or this game. And then they're going to go Lightning Storm, 1-for-1 trade with the Heavy Storm. And then activate Tanky. That's going to go ahead and grab Whiptail. Playing into another Waking there a little bit. Then they're going to Thoroughblade effect. It's going to get rid of Whiptail. Draws in the Whiptail. That's so unfortunate. You only have 5 cards left in deck, by the way. Then they're going to summon Hammer Kong. And then go for Tiger Mortar. Tiger Mortar effect. That's going to go ahead and equip Whiptail from the graveyard. And then Battle Phase, attack Tin Can. So, you could use the effect here. But even like the Slip Rider you would summon would just then get banished. I feel like you would just let that go through. But then like Zeus is going to be rough. Either way, this is a really bad position for Kozmo. So they're going to Tin Can tag out and Strawman tag out. And then, you know, Tin Can won't resolve because there's nothing to summon from hand. And then bring out Slip Rider. They're choosing not to use the effect to pop Tanky. Yeah, it's an if, not a when. Then that just gets banished. That was weird, right? Like, was that the right play? Now they just have nothing. Like, they could have forced a Zeus send just by, like, keeping Strawman on board. And they would have also just had this in hand. Yeah, I don't think that was the right play. Never Punish draws in the Nadir Servant. That's really good. And then Nadir Servant goes to an Elder. And then that's going to go ahead and grab Ecclesia. Elder effect, pop Zeus. And then they're going to go ahead and chain Zeus effect to wipe the board. So they want Tanky off the field. Why is that exactly? They have 1 Lightning Storm left in deck. Alright, fair enough. That's probably why. Unless I'm just like missing over one. Because there's 1 in graveyard. Hold on, I'm going to go over this one more time. And then there's 1 banished. Yeah, so they're doing that just to make the other Lightning Storm in deck live, which is, you know, fair enough, I feel like, because you have a 20% chance of drawing it here. And you already have a lot of Zeus, so it's not like you need a Tanky. You might not even have a target for it. Then they're going to summon Ecclesia effect, and then that's going to go grab Punishment from deck to hand. Battle Phase, go ahead and poke with it. And then set Punishment. And then pass turn, draw D-Shifter. Oh, that's a really bad draw. Just does nothing here. Then they're thinking they're going to set the Bunny. And then pass turn, draw Dark Destroyer. That does nothing. Go beat over Bunny. And then Bunny effect to go ahead and grab back Thoroughblade. And then pass turn, draws Reborn. So there is a Dark Destroyer that they could summon off a Reborn. That could be pretty crazy. Because it can't be hit by, like, Punishment, because it can't be targeted by opponent's card effects, and it outs Ecclesia. You might do that. You're going to summon Thoroughblade, no effect. Then they're thinking here, they're going to go Punishment. That's going to out Thoroughblade by sending Ash. I guess also just going for, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you just didn't need to bring that back. I was trying to think of, like, a way to go for game, but I guess there's no way to do it. Maybe if they have like a Ram. Let's see. They've gone through 1, 2. Yeah, they've gone through all the Rams. So it's not like you can Tanky go grab a Ram to like play around Punishment. Even then, I don't think you'd have game. Or no, you would, because you'd have a 25. And then 400, so 29, plus 3,000 for exact game. Dang, so they just had a Ram in deck. They had game there. But Reborn, bring out Thoroughblade. This is still going to get them access to Zeus, so this is going to be very solid. Go for Hammer Kong, then Chakanine. And then Chakanine effects, so they summon Thoroughblade, Chakanine, Hammer Kong, Bunny Blast. So now they played in the nib. I was wrong. I said that they were going to play around it this whole game, but they didn't. Now they're going to summon out Tiger Mortar effect. And that's going to equip Whiptail from the graveyard. And then they're going to go ahead and drop a nib here. And then go ahead and pass over token. And then set, pass. End phase, Ash effect. That's going to go ahead and bring out Knight. So most likely only playing one Ecclesia. Or they would have just like summoned it there and then go add Knight. I guess it depends. How much does this have? This only has... I don't even know what attributed. Attributed Ecclesia and Bunny Blast for the attack. So yeah, it doesn't have a lot of attack. Pass, draw TT. Then they're going to go battle phase and GG's. Wow. That was an interesting game. But yeah, I wish they had another Ram in deck. Because then it would have been like normal summon Ram, Hammer Kong, Tiger Mortar, equip from graveyard, Whiptail, and then you'd have Ram, Whiptail under it. You'd have to go for another XYZ, and then Reborn out Dark Destroyer, which would end up losing the nib anyways, but you know they played into it anyhow. That was weird. You know, Desires ended up actually coming up there where they needed to get to a Ram, and they just didn't have Ram. But, you know, and anyhow, even if they did go for that, Nib would have just went brrr and stopped it. But, you know, they didn't know they had that in hand. They were playing into it anyhow. That was not a bad match. That was definitely interesting seeing Kozmo, though. You know, seeing Zoo, not that interesting. We saw him on the channel the other day. Shout out to Ryan Yu, though. A very excellent player. Even though they just lost to Kozmo. It happens. Honestly, yeah, it does happen. Like, I would dislike losing against this deck. I've played against this deck probably, like, twice in the last, like, couple years. And I feel like every time it's just, like, not really a good player. Playing, like, a really bad list. I have dropped a game against the deck, though. I do know that, but not a match. But overall, it was interesting seeing Kozmo Dogmatica versus Pure Zoo. I don't know. I feel like Pure Zoo definitely just has the advantage, right? Like, Zeus just goes brr really hard against this deck. I feel like they kind of got a little unfortunate. I mean, they drew into a lot of Zoos, like Thoroughblade, discard Whiptail, draw on the Whiptail. They saw all three tankies. Desires into Desires. It does happen, though. I mean, I'm happy to see Kozmo win. This deck is cool to see winning. Also, I just realized you could Heavy Storm Duster, pop your own Kozmo Town, and then go search. So that also makes this a really cool card, too. So you could like Trap Trick into it, pop one of their back row, pop your own Kozmo Town, go search like Dark Destroyer, summon Dark Destroyer during end phase, pop itself, Slip Rider, pop another. I guess at that point you kind of just wouldn't do that. You just like pop their two cards. Never mind, but you can still pop your own Kozmo Town, which is cool. Also, the Cosmic on the attack, I still want to know why they did that. I kind of felt like that was a weird play, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're just trying to play around something that I'm just not thinking of right now. That definitely could be the case. Probably is the case. Well, it has to be the case. It's not like they just did it randomly for absolutely no reason. But looking at how long the match was only 23 minutes long. What? The match felt a lot longer than that. Maybe I was just pausing a lot. But with all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.